I'm good.
Oh, I would have known that. I would have only got one.
Yeah, I'm kind of spoiled. The
Huh?
folks here are actually real nice to me as far as the food goes. They don't let me go hungry.
Who's that?
Mostly the ladies in the bakery and some of the gentlemen that work there.
Ah, man, see what happens when you talk to people and they're nice?
Well, I'm usually nice to people. It's when people are douchebags that we have an issue. Oh, sorry. You might want to lean that way just a minute. My tobacco pipe's under your butt. Thanks, sir.
Well, that'll add a little extra flavor for you.
Yeah.
Right?
All tobacco tastes like ass.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I haven't really smoked tobacco in a long time. One day I was with Nick and some guy came by and he had a Swisher Sweet. And I took a couple drags off of that. That was the first time I smoked any tobacco in a long time, but it wasn't that great.
Makes me lightheaded.
Yeah.
I guess I don't need this one plugged in because I don't have my taser out.
You don't need it on me, man. Trust me.
I didn't
all
figure
it do
it.
is just piss me off.
Well, it just
While I'm
pissed
in
me off.
convulsions, and then I'll be really pissed off when I come out.
Yeah. Well,
I told this cop before, you didn't have to taser me, dude. I was just, of course, he thought I was making a derogatory comment to his partner, which I was. She was very hot, I will say that. I told her that next time she frisked me, she needed to finish the job. I guess he took offense to that and decided to light me up.
yeah. I'm going to remember that.
What's that?
That you run your mouth too.
Oh, no, you know that. You've already heard. Just, with me, it was just add alcohol or just add Coke or whatever I was adding that was like the worst thing to add.
Yes, very much so. But there's a lot of that stuff that I didn't try, but some of it that I messed with too much. By the time I turned 21, I'd already drank to the point it was no longer fun.
Awful drinking was fun for me. Problem with drinking was once I discovered that there was something out there besides malt liquor, I'd lose hours and hours of time.
Yeah, I got lucky. I went straight for vodka.
I didn't like blacking out and not knowing where I was sometimes when I woke up.
I never liked the flavor of beer, and I never liked the flavor of mixed drinks. Literally everything was better than mixing alcohol with anything. If I was going to drink alcohol,
a little bit of
it was
ice
going to be
maybe
straight.
once in a while.
Ice, yeah. I wasn't below putting my stuff in the freezer. But it depended on who was home. If I put it in the freezer and my stepdad wasn't there, I'd just let it sit there because the only person who was going to touch it in the house was my stepdad. And if he wasn't there, people just assumed that it was his. But he always took his booze with him. He worked on the road.
My wife became a hardcore teetotaler. She was getting to a point where she was hiding it in the house, and I'd find bottles everywhere.
At one of the ladies I stayed with in California, she was going to help me to do a whole bunch of stuff, but I got there and realized what a real bad alcoholic she is.
Oh.
She started finding her hidden bottles all over the house.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 trash bags worth in just one room. And I went, well, this is not a positive place to be.
Yeah.
She still throws tantrums at me.
Oh, yeah. She has a fondness for you. I found out that people that usually react to us in a certain way is because they actually like you.
You're saying she only hits me because she's got a crush on me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm usually right about those kind of things.
Well, there's a lot of women who got a hold of me because they found out about me from one of these web sleuth groups, and then they get a hold of me and they want to be friends.
Absolute.
And then I find out, like this one girl, her name's Michaela. She was going to help me, and she didn't help out how she promised, and she was ignoring me because what she was trying to do was find somebody to put a baby in her.
No.
Yeah.
You're a perfect candidate.
No, I wasn't.
You are.
No, I'd made a comment in one of my videos about how my dad said, Sean, you get yourself a pretty wife so you got someone to show off, and then you get yourself a fat girlfriend so you can still have fun.
All right.
Turns out Michaela...
Was that your dad?
That's my dad, yeah.
No, he's pretty wise.
So Michaela, she heard that comment, and that's when she decided she wanted to be friends with me, and it should have clicked right then and there, especially, like, I used to just accept people's, friend requests if I knew them, or if I thought I knew them, but then after Natalie was killed, it was I need help, so I was accepting strangers.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Just a bad all-around situation.
Yeah. It's like going public on Facebook. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, that's what sucks is when people's lives are at risk, and, like, that's the only option you got. Like, when I posted stuff on Facebook, that's something I never wanted to do. I wanted to, when there was an issue with people, I just wanted to get away from them and go back about my life. But in that particular occasion, there was a whole bunch of meth heads involved, and they just wouldn't let it go.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me grab my beer can over here. I don't want to leave it.
It's not going to work.
Good thing about me, you'll realize that the Boy Scouts still have a good impact on me. Leave the place better than when you entered.
Oh, you're going to hate my camp then. I hate looking at it because I'm a pack in, pack out kind of guy. I'm just a gimpy pack in, pack out kind of guy.
Really, it was just cool because when I was in Cub Scouts, our den mother was a raging alcoholic. She'd hand us all $10 bill and turn us loose. Go find something to do, kids. The arcade was right down the street, so that was always a good place for us. The whole Cub Scout troop, with our uniforms on, hanging out at the video arcade, and hustling people for foosball or whatever we could do.
There's only room for me to hold one of my cup holders, and this thing is almost empty, so I'm gonna pour it out. Sorry it takes so long for me to get anything done.
Oh, it's life. Not everything is gauged by a timetable. See, that's the problem with human beings. We see things on a linear scale. God does things on a circular timetable. All comes back to him.
Well, now you're just making him sound selfish.
He does seem kind of needy. Needs to be glorified, needs to be worshipped, all these things. But really, it's not for him, it's for...
Yeah, I might be haunted. Bad joke.
No, there's no evil spirits in here. Just your spirit. It's bad enough.
Right?
No demons.
I don't have to be scary.
No
I look
purple flying angels or whatever it was. Nick was seeing. Nick, I hate to tell you, but there's not even enough room for 10,000 angels in this small space we're sitting in. So
Well, they could
Even
be
if they
small
were here.
angels.
Right. Maybe they look like Cupid. You know, the little fat kid that flies
Cherubim.
around. Right. Chubbium. It's just that. And even then, they're just too fat. It's like, they kind of remind you of like a bumblebee. They get too fat, they really get up off the ground very well, so they're just kind of hovering.
Yeah, they fly by
it.
faith, just like bumblebees.
Love those guys.
Yeah, so they have this thing, scientists are still saying that bumblebees can't fly mathematically.
Oh.
And then they did this thing where
They might be right.
where they tested out bumblebee wings, and they figured out why it is that bumblebees can still fly despite the fact that their bodies are so large and their wings are so tiny. And then they were talking about how the hair that's on a bumblebee is specifically made so the air will pass right through it, so it doesn't actually interact with the hair as a mass, and all this other stuff. And then right after releasing that, they said, but still mathematically they can't fly.
Right, right. Well, I mean, mathematically speaking, there's a lot of things they shouldn't be able to do what they're doing.
I really hope my car makes it up the mountain and back.
That's not sounding too good. What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I was told somebody put sugar in my gas tank.
That's possible.
It wouldn't be running. I've been running it 2 days on that sugar tank. For a while there, it did smell like cotton candy, but it's...
I mean, it definitely sounds like the fuel injectors are shot. That's what the sugar does. It gets into the fuel injection system.
This is fuel injected.
Huh?
I said, and this thing is fuel injected. You know, the funny thing is, it's fuel injected, but it came with starter fluid.
Right. Well, with the starter fluid, you can just spray it into the injectors, and a lot of times it'll help it go on. I used to have an old Toyota that needed a shot. It needed a boost of NOS once in a while, like I do. NOS, nitrous oxide fluid. Love it.
Well, being as you're a pack in, pack out kind of guy, as soon as you see my can, you'll understand why there's anxiety and why I feel like shit. I'm not a guy who leaves a mess. But also, you'll probably recognize that most of the stuff that's up there at my camp is garbage from around all of the camps in that area. It ain't just my shit. Like, there's a whole bag full of Busch Light cans. I don't drink alcohol, and if I did, it sure as shit wouldn't be Busch Light.
Well, I mean, if you're fishing, that's one thing.
If I was fishing, I'd drink Budweiser like a real man.
or Bud Light like his son. This is a really great spot for the stop sign. People are going to stop.
Sign here.
You're right there it is, right there. Yeah, whoever designed this road map really messed up.
Yeah, and the one-ways are so improper. I mean, they're easy to understand once you've been here a little bit.
Sure.
But they put them in stupid places. And then that weird cutoff right over here.
Yeah, that's the strangest.
Like, you basically have to drive illegally no matter what to get to the part the Matt Quist goes to. Not that Matt Quist actually works here. I'd say about 30% of the time it's got me 2 blocks away from where I'm supposed to be. The moment I get to Bay City, it knows exactly where I am, pinpointed and everything.
Bay City. Bay City, here we come.
Is that where the rollers are from?
They are.
Oh my God, that is... I'm old! I'm old!
Be older in maybe a few days.
Oh God, yes.
I like how we do it here. We just pile on an entire year on one day.
Uh-huh. I think it's a smart way to do it. stop at Meth Park here because I need to pee. I mean, literally in a good speed. I probably should have done that while we were.
Does smell like you're running a little lean. I think every hole's filled. Maybe not, maybe that one. Yeah. As long as they're not smoking. As long as they're not smoking blues in there, it'll be all right.
They probably are.
Everybody likes smoking blues in the bathrooms.
Yeah, I got more than one recording of the shit that they leave in those things.
Yeah.
I even made a whole special video to say thank you to the guys who actually clean this shit. Yeah, I got that for 99 cents at Goodwill.
Yeah. Feeling a little feminine there, Sarah?
I'm just supporting breast cancer.
Right.
Aren't we supposed to be not supporting breast cancer?
Yeah, we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be taking all that money and making a cure for it instead of just keep throwing it in the same hole.
The biggest hole they're throwing it into is advertising. The majority of the
money,
the breast cancer awareness, I want to make sure I get the name right, because there's like 30 different breast cancer places. But the breast cancer awareness place that advertises all the damn time, 90% of their proceeds go to advertising.
Wow, that's too much.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you can't find a place that at least 70% goes towards the cause, there's no reason to donate.
I understand bringing awareness, but the other thing is we're still bringing awareness. Guys, gals, we're all bringing awareness. Everybody speaks up about breast cancer.
Do they?
Well, you don't, but all right, I'm just talking
It's a waste
shit.
of a perfectly good breast, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I said the same thing about chickens. Now I'm not allowed at KFC. Sure enough, little baggy in the urinal.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much par for the course. That's why I'm glad these young people are out here. They're just smoking meth and blues together. What happened to the good old Special K? Everybody, that was really good stuff. What happened to blueberries? Those liars. They used to remember when they used to put blueberries in the muffins?
Before it was the purple dye.
Right. Now it's just a blueberry. One big fat one in the middle.
Or purple dye chunks with a quasi chewy chunk in the middle.
Is that what that is? Artificial insemination?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a baker with a needle shooting a little dye in the middle of the muffin.
I got a Betty Crocker blueberry muffins once, right? And I went to go cook them, and I pulled out all the batter, and I noticed that there was all these little white chunks. I'm like, what the hell are those? And I pulled one of them out, and I squished it, and it dyed my fingers purple, and I went, oh, it's a dye.
Yep.
I tried it. I put one in my mouth. They were super sweet, but it didn't taste a thing like a blueberry. It tasted like some sort of sugar paste.
Yeah.
These actually taste kind of like a blueberry.
Artificial
This one
banana.
actually was a blueberry at one time.
My favorite artificial banana flavor is Laffy Taffy. But most artificial banana doesn't taste like banana to me.
No. Banana paste. Alright.
Alright, I think since this cup's just getting molded, I'm going to shake it real quick and toss it. And then I gotta go that way, put $5 worth of gas in, and we'll be on the road. Sorry everything goes at a snail's pace. There's a lot of stuff I planned on doing last night, but life ended up happening.
Your gauge doesn't work?
It does, sort of, but it depends on how much gas I have. Once it gets down to the halfway point,
It means it's empty.
no, it means that it'll possibly stick at the halfway point.
Oh, I see. So you just like to keep it as full as you can.
Yeah.
That gives you an idea. I see.
Also, I put some of the cheap gas in there, and my car don't like it.
Oh.
I'm trying to dilute the cheap shit with the good stuff. I can get almost twice the gas mileage on the good stuff.
That's kind of amazing.
It is.
Alright.
Going through the mountains, though, I kind of get the extra get up and go.
They got all my peepholes covered up.
Shit!
Alright.
God damn it!
What happened?
I hit the wrong fucking pipe again.
We stopped doing that.
I have to. Like, I'm gonna have to.
I think you're doing it. That doesn't even smell like good weed. What are you doing? What have you been smoking?
I've been smoking tobacco. Jesus.
That smells like you got it from a Mexican.
Actually, that might actually be tobacco in this pipe too. I loaded
like
it up last
combination.
night, so it might not be weed. It just
It kind of smells like a little bit of weed with it, though. Like there was
yeah,
some
it's my
residue.
pot pipe. It's definitely my pot pipe. So if I'm even smoking tobacco out of it, it's still gonna be. It's still got the resin in it from weed.
Right.
I just figured while you were using the bathroom, it'd be a good time to hit the tobacco. I didn't realize you were going to be in there for 10 seconds or less.
Yeah,
I made a bad assumption based on your age, and I do apologize.
I don't know. I may got a big mouth, but I got a German bladder.
So you'll stand there for an hour just to piss everyone off?
You think it? I have a feeling you think a lot of the things I do are intentional. You might be right.
Actually, the only stuff that I assume is intentional is the stuff you directly tell me is intentional.
That's all intentional then.
The rest of it, I just like to make fun.
Oh yeah.
I figure since you're doing it to me, I better do it back, otherwise I'm being rude.
Right, right. Just,
If Craig's gonna come help me and he's gonna be an asshole the whole time, well, I'll accept the help and I'll be a mutual dickhead, because that's how men show they respect one another, is by being mutually disrespectful.
of course. Right, that's what we do. Well, some people like it, some people don't.
Hey, fuck Nugget! Pass me the pliers!
No, that doesn't have to be said.
That's right. As soon as you hear the word fuck Nugget, you know the pliers should already be in my hand.
These people up here do a good thing, man. The Seventh-day Adventist Church,
They do.
I mean, it'd be nice if they were doing 2 days a week, but they still gotta have the people to do that.
It'd be nice if they actually help people with the services that are actually needed, though. A lot of these people, the reason, the teach a man or give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he can eat for the rest of his life. Well, not if you teach him how to fish with a boat and a fishing pole and a boat, and then he doesn't have a fishing pole or a boat. It does him no good. You have us rolling around coming back.
But the truth is, you can't give everybody a fishing pole and a boat, because a lot of people will turn around and sell the boat so they can buy dope with it. So it doesn't.
Exactly.
I get the whole. How do you say this person needs the help that we can really give them help to, and this person doesn't, and all that? I mean, then it's a difficult choice sometimes. So it's easier just to say, we'll give you all a fish because we know you can't sell that fish for meth.
Well, there's also the 5 minutes thing. Most of these peoples and places can't see past 5 minutes in front of their face. So all of their solutions are temporary solutions to ignore the problem for right now. The problem is some of these issues you can do that with, but some of them that's just going to make it worse. You get issues that you can't hide from, can't run away from. Kind of like when the government does something and you got it on. Like when you turn 18, but you grew up in the system, you don't have a co-signer. They don't care that you turned 18 and friends or family to be co-signers. What they care about is that you've now had 8 months since you turned 18, that you don't have a housing record and should have been renting something. And now that's going to affect you.
Okay.
Also the people that are strung out on the meth, and a lot of these places, they know who's on the drugs and who ain't.
Oh yeah.
The Safeway, I'm not sure if you noticed, the people they ask to go away, it's usually when they're drunk or fucked up on drugs or starting fights.
Or just walking out with a shopping cart full of stuff. They let you do it once, but they're not going to let you do it twice.
Right.
I watched a lady dart out with. What I thought was interesting was she had a cart full of donuts. She just went right through the door with it, At least she's feeding some kids or something, or her diabetic husband. Either way, it's. So it's like, okay, that lady's not going to be allowed back in the store again, but it's Tillamook. Maybe they'll just say, hey, we know who she is.
Wyoming? What the fuck are they doing here? Sorry, go ahead.
One couch place to another, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That might be why they're here. I know when I lived in Denver, they had a lot of people from Wyoming come down for the stock show. And they get really into their breeding there.
Yeah, I bet they do. Keep it in the family.
It's Tennessee, bro.
Oh, sorry.
And that's one of those situations you gotta call somebody bro after saying it, so there's no offense.
Oh, no.
It's like living in the South, and after you insult somebody, you just say, bless heart.
I mean, you gotta like Tennessee because at least they're open about everything. It's one of the only places where before they call you nigger, they say morning,
I still
nigger.
hate that word.
Huh?
I said I still hate that word.
Do you?
I do.
It's a good word. There's really good words in the language. See, I don't associate the word nigger with like a black person. It's like we used to call each other dumb niggers when we were kids. You're just a dumb nigger.
I still don't like the word.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear it, it's a OCD thing to say I don't like that word.
Oh, that's okay. I won't say it anymore. But anyway, there's another word that I like that we're not supposed to use a lot, and that's called faggot. I love that word. Faggot just sounds great coming out of your mouth, you know.
But you don't use it as a derogatory for homosexuals. You use it in general, and
Right.
you definitely use it to describe a cigarette, which is really weird because you're definitely an American.
Right. But I've been influenced by a lot of British TV. So
I like
their sense
comedy.
of humor because it's very dry and like very
Yes.
sarcastic.
Yes,
Like, we
Red
don't get
Dwarf.
it. And you know what the funny thing about them is they don't really laugh at it either. Like they just say it and it's like, yes, it is, you know, and it's like, oh, it's so beautiful how they do that. I just say we could take a page from them by saying, you know, let's not be so easily offended by a word or a phrase.
What I'm offended by is people rewording the entire English language and pretending that everything that I say is something entirely different.
Well, you are.
Like if I was going to threaten to kill somebody, I would straight up threaten to kill them. It'd be that easy. It wouldn't be, people telling me about the Jesus when it comes to all this, not religious stuff, but legal BS that I'm dealing with. And they want to start talking about the Jesus. I'm like,
Well, you are Jewish. I mean.
Russian, German, and Hebrew descent. My ancestors killed my ancestors and baked my ancestors.
You have
Get myself
whole
baked.
lineage going there. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
For the Nick.
What can I get you out there, bud?
$5 on top. Oh my God, you are not Nick. I didn't even bother to look up. All right, so Fred's working, and I didn't bother to look up. I called him Nick on accident, and I just feel horrible because Nick doesn't even work here. They just sound very similar. I'm like, oh my God, I just called him the wrong name. He said, oh, it's all good. Man, I always hated it when people got the wrong name. Like, no, my name isn't John.
You haven't learned that, you know, in today's world of, you know, changing our structure from, you know, having a moral compass to just doing the nod or dude or bro. You need to learn dude, bro, or just nod. So
Sup?
I tried to keep that Budweiser thing alive for a long time. Remember the two Budweiser frogs?
3 of them.
Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Yeah, but then they went to what's that? for a while. And I did do that for a little bit, but it got very annoying.
In the 90s, it was trying to make all that legislation to make it illegal to advertise cigarettes or alcohol on TV.
Right.
They don't advertise cigarettes on TV, but they still advertise alcohol.
Oh yeah.
They're just not allowed to make cartoon characters to entice children.
Yeah, but they'll give you like a dog or a horse. I mean, one thing I will say about watching those beautiful Clydesdales is it does make me want to drink a Budweiser.
That don't even sound right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, kind of like if you had goats and sheep, you'd be able to sell Budweiser in Wyoming, or even Scotland for that
You
matter.
just sell heaven with it, you know. You got sheep and goats, two different lines. You're in one or the other. You just sell heaven. That's what we sell.
That could work.
That's what these guys up here in this building. That's what they sell every week.
I think that guy who trashed the air place, I think this is a church that he trashed too.
The Nazarene or
The Nazarene, yeah, because all right, on my thing, I've got some, he sent me some messages, and they're kind of out there, talking about the Church of the Nazarene, and then, like, the next day, he went and trashed a bunch of stuff.
I wrote a big long message on your thing, but then I couldn't get into my Google account, so I didn't get it sent in. I was hoping to. I was using the name Mr. Anonymous. So if you ever see that, you know it's me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that these guys really caused a lot of damage to them. Really, a lot. Like more than just blatant, like bad.
Oh, yeah. They
Definitely a
took
drug
forklift and drove it into somebody's vehicle.
I heard they took the forklift and lifted up a car. Okay, so that was true.
Yeah.
See, I don't believe most of the stuff I hear unless I get corroboration. So.
Oh, I got pictures.
Well, that's good. Somebody's got to have it.
Yeah, I do pay attention to my surroundings, and I pay attention to people around me. All right.
What, do you run a police scanner and so you just hit all the little feeds or what?
Nope. Some of it comes directly from the Tillamook Sheriff's Office, their website, and some of it comes directly from my interactions with those places.
I heard the YMCA. Is that true?
They might have.
I think they did. I think I just saw it on the. Hang on. The YMCA just bought the bowling alley. We're no longer going to accept. We're taking all the gambling machines out of the bowling alley, but we're going to leave the beer drinking alone because we still believe that Jesus drank wine.
Stuff in the back to go up in the storage while I got somebody who's got the ability.
Okay.
Yeah. The other feller, when I was here, he was really fucked up.
I probably didn't want him in your storage unit.
No, not at all. But I did get some of my stuff up there. Just he took one of those 45-minute shits, you know, when we first got here. And then by then I already had everything in the back to where he just had to make 2 or 3 trips up, and I was gonna call that good because you know when someone's that messed up,
Right.
he may have good intentions, but he's that messed up. And I wanted to make sure that we got everything done before it really hit him.
Right. So there was a bear taking a shit in the woods.
They don't do that.
He looks over and they do. He looks over and he sees.
Do what?
Nah, you're good.
No, you're good.
He looks over. He sees a rabbit sitting there watching him, and he says, "Hey, do you have problems with shit sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit says, "No." So the bear grabs him and wipes his ass with him.
It was better as a cartoon on Facebook, but yeah.
No, it's not. Oral tradition is way better than visual. It's
Yeah, see, that's why
visual stuff is really screwed up America, man.
if it weren't for oral traditions, you'd probably have more kids.
No. She never swallowed, but she took it.
Oh my God. Some people's flipping kids. Alright, now this backpack right here is really important.
That doesn't go up
We're
there.
going to keep it in the storage dumpster.
Yeah, right. Probably where it's going to end up eventually.
Yeah, you're not dead yet, but yeah, when they find your bloated corpse, everything you own will get thrown in the garbage. I think it's on the back seat. Oh, yes, sir. You got like a stick or something you can stop this looking at? I do. I'm actually grabbing that right now. Actually, you can let it down. It's looking like everything that I need taken in is actually in the back seat here, which is odd but good. All right. Oh.
I think it's highly probable that something pushes in this tank. Not enough to ruin the motor. You can smell that burn.
Yeah.
And that's from the sugar. I think if you keep the gas full as much as you can, like you're doing, it'll probably just burn through. But it's probably gonna damage your. You're probably gonna have to have your injectors tuned up.
Yeah, someone was telling me as long as
What's that?
there's something about a screen that's supposed to be in there, and if it's not popped, I might be able to filter most of it out before it all dissolves, but it won't dissolve because it's in gasoline. It goes to the bottom of the tank. So as long as I don't let it get to the bottom of the tank, I should be all right. But once I get to the bottom of the tank, it'll want to suck up a bunch of sugar all at once. I don't know how any of that works because I've never had sugar on my gas tank before.
Yeah. I think it depends on the. I think it also probably depends on the shape of the gas tank. A lot of times in the older vehicles, it's not. You know, like in the older vehicles, they had like a pear shape. You know, so it's stuff would just set on the bottom. You know.
Yep.
You should never run it dry because you didn't want it to go. It didn't matter with those old carburetors because you could just clean them out, right? But
the fuel injectors, they get gummed up and then it bakes on, and then you have to be able to scrub it, but the hole's too small to scrub. So you have to put it in the Sterilite solution and give it a sonic some crap or another. Someone was explaining to me how it works. I kind of understand some of the technologies, but not most of it. It's not that I don't understand the concept, I've just never worked with the machinery before. It's kind of like I understand how microwaves work, but I certainly wouldn't build one.
you just touch the button and it goes for like a minute or two.
I meant by the way that why it functions the way it does actually works.
I was just relating it to sex. You just kind of stick your meat in there, hit the button, and then it's over in a couple of minutes.
There's a comedian, and he was making this thing about his wife, a whole comedy show basically about his wife. And one of the things that he was saying is, he said, you know why a woman's better than a car? A car doesn't come with a lube button.
Right.
And I thought to myself, well, I don't care either way. Yes, it'd be nice if my car had a lube button.
Yeah. It would be.
All right. Oh, I better give you the keys. The heck? There they are. There you go. And I'll dig this other thing out. I wasn't able to lift that up, but I was able to roll it over the top into the seat, so that's at least a little helpful. And it's 329, I believe.
Which one is it? Yeah, I knew it was up that way. I got enough numbers right all around in my head.
Oh. Christ, that shouldn't be heavy.
It is.
Whatever, I was young and dumb once. I know what heavy is.
Now you're just old. Now you're just old and what? Right? What are you, old and what? You gotta say you're smarter than you were when you were younger, right?
Well, more accumulated education.
Just one of those ones that pulls out? Oh, no.
No, I do have one of those though.
Those are kind of cool, yeah.
This is pretty badass, actually.
Oh, the lights are good on them. Oh!
Yeah, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
You can keep that in the passenger side if you want.
How many volts do you get on that?
2 million.
Huh?
2 million peak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. And it looks like a flashlight, which is cool.
It works as a flashlight too, which
Oh.
is even cooler.
Right. So you got your little flashlight, you roll up on them, and then bang, hit them with the voltage.
No, I've had a couple of people that got real mouthy with me with weapons in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And when I press the button on that, it's loud enough
Morning.
that people with weapons in their hand tend to jump. So
Yeah.
even if they got something to beat me with, they don't want to get zapped by the flashlight. All right, now I'm gonna admit that you're younger and better looking than me. Is there any way that I could use your young teenage ass to do some manual labor and lift this here
Yeah.
800-watt generator?
Yep.
And forgive me for it saying Chicago on it. I wasn't trying to be a racist.
Is that Chicago?
You
That's
ever been
racist.
to Chicago?
Oh yeah. I think while I was there waiting at the Greyhound bus station, I witnessed several drug transactions. I think maybe even a rape in the bathroom. I'm not sure if it actually happened or not, but I think it did. And several gunshots outside, which I was told that it isn't Chicago, it's called Chirac. Yeah.
That's about the same experience as me, minus the bathroom situation. But
Yeah. I didn't go in the
it
bathroom.
was at the Greyhound station there when I was traveling through.
Yeah. That's quite the popular place for criminal activity to go on.
Yeah, I was also told by the security guard that I thought it was just a Greyhound station. He said, no, it's Chicago. He said, I think his exact words were, you know you're in Chicago, right?
Even those guys are sarcastic. Hey, do you want me to put this stuff up there for you? Or not?
Yep. It doesn't stop any of my leaks.
Yeah, if you need me to move anything, just let me know. No sense in you moving something and injuring yourself or anything. So
I got everything out of here that was absolutely essential. Everything else in here it's just stuff that's fine with sitting where it's at.
are you sure?
Yeah. If I take it all back up there, most of this I'm gonna have to pull right back down. Like those pipes right there,
Yeah.
those for a fence stretcher for chain link. So
What do you need that for?
there's an idiot who doesn't know how to stretch chain link, but he owns a house.
Oh.
So he's just got to be home. If he's home, then I'll show him how to use it. I told him he said he'd reimburse me if I put it together because he didn't know what the hell I was talking about because he's never done chain link. So I said, all right,
So,
How much energy can you spend on a project like that, though? I guess you'll find out.
Well, I got all the parts. All I need is to run into him and literally just point at it, say that part right there goes around that
tell
part
him
goes
to do
around
it.
that.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
I even got the bar stretcher to put in there.
But aren't we going to be bringing back stuff from the property or no?
Yeah.
So you're going to need room for that. Where are you going to put that in?
Well, most of it is gonna sit up there. There's a guy who's hopefully gonna be able to do some on Monday, but I'm just going up there to get the bare essentials this trip because
Okay.
it's going to be a few trips anyway, is the way I look at it. And if there's a person with a truck, that's a better way of doing it too.
Yeah.
This also,
Guy
most
sitting
of
right
this
next
is
to you
light.
has a truck. He doesn't look real busy today, so.
I also don't have any money for gas. But the stuff that's in here, it's pretty lightweight. And as long as I leave it in here, then I won't overweigh the vehicle, which I will tend to do if I take it out.
Or you just put a big fat German guy in your passenger seat. That kind of overweighs things. We got to balance it out though, so we'll put everything on this side.
I try to make sure I follow the rules here. So there's stuff in here that I would like somewhere to put it because it's food and it's taking up room, but it's food. It's not allowed in here because they don't want rats, which makes sense.
Right. There's already enough rats running around up there. In fact, one of them left their pipe and said, "Hit me." At least it's good rat. I mean, they're willing to share. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know how you catch a rat, right? You just take a barrel with some water, put a little walking plank on it with a trip release, and put a little piece of cheese on there, and they always run out there after it. Peanut butter or cheese every single time. And then you just wake up in the morning, you got about 6 or 7 dead rats in the bottom of your 5-gallon bucket. It's a perfect YouTube video. I think there's plenty of them on there. So.
Yeah, usually they're still running around after they fall in the bucket in YouTube videos, though.
Yeah.
Except for the guy who did the molasses video.
Ooh, I didn't see that one. I have to check that
Yeah,
one out.
they took it down because that's animal cruelty.
Right, it's cruel.
Basically, they
People try to
they
get rid of
drown
rats in their
molasses.
butt. Oh, well, yeah, they're going to drown eventually. They get tired of swimming around and climbing on each
They
other.
can't swim in the molasses. It covers their face, it covers their nose, and they stick their little tongues out and try as they might to lick it off so that they can breathe. It's just too thick, too viscous.
Do you want me to? So you want me to go ahead and lock up the?
Yes, sir.
Nothing in the berry bag that has to go up there.
No.
You still have the hatchet.
Yep.
You haven't sharpened it since the last time. So that's a good sign. But probably still be alive when we come down off of that.
Well, if it makes you feel more comfortable, you can carry the taser. You can carry that, and as long as it's not too unmanly for you, I've got a pink pepper spray you can hold on to.
No, yeah. Breast cancer awareness spray. I can wear the little sheriff pin too if you like.
Would you like a lollipop to go along with it?
As long as it's pink.
All right. Well, good little boys like you get a sucker when they get a shot.
Oh yeah, I got a sucker, but never mind. I'll leave that one alone.
There's one.
I know it kind of sucks because what do? People abuse your idea, but then now you got people that are just gonna go to the bathroom on a dime.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a whiz or something, you can go back behind the building.
Oh, that's what I was.
Yeah, there you go. If it is, you can go like just go out back down there. That's
I
fine.
appreciate it. Yeah. I'd rather doing it knowing I am than having it done. I will be right back.
All right. Well, I guess we're getting ready to head up the mountain. Got my little pink sheriff's badge. It's got a can opener attached to it. It's starting to rain a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't stick around too much. And hopefully I don't have to deal with too much of it up in the mountains.
Golly, Wally, I went and took a whiz.
Well, I got that recorded.
Use that as your intro.
Right. Anyway, so we got the heavy stuff put up there. A lot of the stuff that's in my car, it's fine where it's at. Basically, I'm just going to be going up the mountains and picking up the garbage that's there, because I really shouldn't have left it in the state it was. And then hopefully carrying down some of the heavier stuff, maybe 2 or 3 trips. There might be a gentleman who's going to help me possibly on Monday or later this evening. So hopefully I'll get back to town quick enough to actually get the message, because if I'm up in the mountains, it doesn't give me anything, no reception whatsoever. Anyway, thankful for the help that I got. Unfortunately, he's not perfect. I'll forgive him for that. Apparently, I'm not perfect either, so I kind of have to. You know how we end these videos. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and your sister's too, and no victim left behind.
Is that your motto?
No.